We are now on page 19, the subject of undo and redo. Well, I do hope you have been enjoying everything up to this point. Probably from this point, we are now going to start to branch into a little bit more of some very important things. Undo and redo are going to become your best friends. You will use this much more than anything else, and you have seen me use Control-Z and Control-Z a number of times already. Well, this business card that you can see here is a design that we are to see in the next few lessons. Begin to create, because it will comprise a lot of all the skills we are about to learn. So before we jump into the other area of learning, I want to quickly highlight to you the importance of undoing and understanding it. Now with this business card, let's just shoot in a few things. We have done our design. We are happy with the design, but we want to make some changes. So I am going to select that and make it black in color. I will select that bottom text and make it yellow in color. And I think what I will do is just move things around a little bit. And ultimately what I'm trying to do is just create some changes so that I can demonstrate the power of undo. I will select that and maybe skew it up a little bit. Click again, resize back a bit, and ultimately I am trying to just really truly mess things up, aren't I? I might change that to a green color. And after I finish playing with all of those things, maybe I will select the outline around the outside, right-click, and I will make that a yellow color. Now I have done all of these things, and then I have decided to myself I am not happy. What did it look like before? Because I have gone, saved, and I cannot remember. Well, there are numbers of ways to undo. Control-Z, as you have seen me doing, and I am going to do that now. Control, finger on Control, and tap the Z key, and every time I tap it, automatically it undoes a step, and it will keep on undoing all the way back to the beginning of my design, based on how many undo levels I have saved. This is very important. After Tools, in Option and under Option, if we go to Workspace and General, you can see the number of undo levels. Now I have mine set fairly high, about 120, sometimes assisted to 250. By default, it's not set that high, so I'd recommend that you come in and make some alteration, at least a minimum of 100 steps. This is what I would do, but if you have a slow machine that doesn't have a lot of memory, this area can affect the memory usage, so just bear that in mind. But if you have got a recently new machine, I will go with the minimum of 100 steps. Click OK. Now, as you saw, I just used Control-Z to undo, but I can redo all of those steps. Control, Shift, and Z, so Control, and then finger on Shift, and then Control-Z, and now as you can see, I am re-implementing those changes as I keep tapping, and then I will get to a point and I am tapping continually. Now, and I have got to an end. So that's undo and redo. Really powerful stuff. However, you may find that after doing 100 steps of something that you think the Control-Z is going to take me a while, with an awesome easier ways. Up here on the property bar, we have a redo and an undo error. So, for example, if I click the undo arrow, watch the cat in the same way as I do Control-Z. It's undoing all of the steps, one at a time, based on the amount of available undos I have set, which we just looked at in Options. In the same way, I can redo. Click the arrow and just redo. Now you might find this easier than doing Control-Z on your keyboard. I have formed the habit of using Control-Z, and I guess that's why I find that easy. So I can redo all of those steps. Once it becomes grayed out, well, I have used up all of the steps. Another way of doing things is to use this little drop-down. I have highlighted it for you here. You can use this little drop-down and you can go to any point. So I have listed for you for all of the things that you have done. And if I were to go back to my first point, so click here, can you see it automatically undoes straight to that point? And if I go to the redo, go all the way to the bottom, and I can click there, and I can redo all the way back to that point, back to undo, and I can pop in the middle somewhere, so I moved to this point, which skew is. If I can remember some of the things that I have done, at least I can jump throughout my list and have a look. As you can see there, go back, redo everything, or come back here and just undo everything. So that's undo and redo. So why don't you have a play? Just mix it all up everywhere you can and try all of the undo option and redo options.